This is the plaintiff, Mark Heel. He says he met the defendant at a business seminar and was hired by her to help get her family relish business off the ground. He was responsible for logistics, shipping, managing supplies, cost control, and reduction, and was paid by the hour. The defendant has chosen to part ways with him, which is fine, but she hasn't paid him what she owes him, and that's not fine at all. He's suing for $760, his due. This is the defendant, Phyllis Haynes. She says she met the plaintiff at a business boot camp, and he worked for her for a time. He started billing her, however, for strange things, and when she questioned him on some of the invoices, he took offense. They ended up parting ways, but her relish is now in Whole Foods, thank you very much, and she simply doesn't owe this man anything more than she's already paid him. She's accused of not relishing this lawsuit.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order. Litigants have been sworn on.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Mark Hale, doing business as Hale Associates. You are suing Southern Relishes, which is your corporation, Phyllis Haynes?
Yes.
Okay, for $760 in unpaid invoices for consultant work that you say she owes you and refuses to pay. Okay, I'm going to do this a little bit differently because first I want to understand what is it that you do?
I'm the owner of Southern Relishes, and we produce vegetable relishes in 3 flavors.
Okay.
And we're currently, as it's stated, we're in Whole Foods and various gourmet shops in the Connecticut area.
Okay, and what's the label say? Southern Relish?
Mariah's Chow Chow Relish.
Mariah's Chow Chow Relish?
Yes.
Okay, and is it spicy? Is it?
Well, there are 3 flavors. There's a sweet and mild, which is the original. There's a hot and spicy, which has 1 pepper. And then there's a hot, hot, hot with 3 peppers.
Okay, hot, hot, hot. That's me. All right, now, that's my preference. Okay, now, you met each other how?
At a business, a meeting, a conference, a free training event.
Okay, it was a seminar for what?
It was called Boot Camp for Business.
Okay.
And it was,
all right.
Yeah.
And what were you doing there? Were you taking the seminar or were you a vendor?
I was going there to learn and also to
make connections.
To make connections,
right,
to network.
Because what do you do for a living?
I'm a consultant. I've been since 2003 an independent consultant. It's just myself.
In what field?
Mostly in the manufacturing area, and I also have a master's degree in business management.
Okay. And the agreement between the two of you is that you would do what for what rate?
In a situation like this, it was flexible services, and that because she was starting out, my rate would be $80 an hour. I normally charge
$80 an hour.
I normally charge $125.
And you normally charge $125 an hour. So it was going to be open-ended. There was going to be no cap, and it was $80 an hour.
Right, and I followed it up with an email.
Okay, but you didn't have her sign a contract.
That's correct.
Okay, and let me see the email. All right, so so you're hired when?
The email went out on the 24th. I believe we met the day before.
24th of what?
Of February, excuse me.
Okay. So things go fine between you two. For the first month, you bill her, she pays you.
Right.
For the next month, you bill her, she pays you.
Right.
On those first 2 months, what did you do for her?
I did various things. I helped her get started with Whole Foods.
How did you help her get? Did you get the Whole Foods contract, or
no,
did she?
She got an email from them or a notification from them that they wanted to take on her product.
Okay.
And she sent me an email saying, I got this call, it's great. Can you help me with it because I don't know how to proceed.
Okay. So what did you do?
Let me see.
Do you keep contemporaneous records of your hours of what you did?
Yeah. Helped her a little bit with sell sheets. Looked at shipping costs for her. I was back and forth with Whole Foods on the pricing. Helped her with understanding Julian dates on dating her product. I also visited the contract manufacturer that she had producing her product, and evaluated them, and to make sure that she had the right place. And I also mentioned that if the business grows, one of my conclusions from evaluating the facility is that they didn't have enough capacity. If a product took off, that we should look at another.
Okay. Is there anything else you did in the first 2 months?
Answered a lot of
questions in general. And
questions in general.
So now the problem happens in month 3, and what is the problem? That you won't pay him May or June? Because he says that he worked in May and in June and that he didn't get paid to the tune of $760, which would be 7 hours in May and 2.5 hours, I guess, in June. Go ahead.
Your Honor, first, the conversations that Mr. Hell had were not with Whole Foods. They were with Associated Buyers, who were my distributors out of New Hampshire. I gave him permission. I released his name as a contact person. And what we did was to determine the cost. This is just notes from a conversation I had with Mr. Hell, and this is the pricing that he helped me to develop.
Were you happy with the services in the first 2 months?
I was happy at that point because this is what I specifically asked for.
Okay.
But our conversations with Mr. Hell, we were projecting my company into 3 to 5 years out. I was just a startup. So I did not have what he was speculating. I was not at that point. I worked
mentally
alone.
or
mentally, physically.
But not in terms of your product's potential?
No, because I wasn't expecting Whole Foods to pick me up.
Well, why did they pick you up? What is this thing? These are relishes. You told us the flavors.
Yes,
where did these recipes come from?
They're my family. There's a family recipe from Mississippi. The products are named after our great-grandmother, Mariah. I want to pay homage to the women in my family. So what happened was I made the product. I gave it to my friends, mostly family that year. They loved it. And the next year I started getting requests, and they wanted to pay me.
Okay.
That was in 2006.
Okay.
2010, I developed my business. 2008, I'm sorry. I developed my business as an LLC.
Okay.
2008.
And then you feel it's like going too fast for you.
It did go too fast.
Okay.
In 2008, I made my first commercial batch. So
where were you making the stuff from?
Ultimate Foods. They're manufacturers that do private labels.
Okay. How do you stop them from stealing your idea?
Well, you sign a confidentiality form and you pray.
You sign a confidentiality form and you pray.
But so far, the company's been very good, and we've not had any problems. December 2009, I made 100 cases of each flavor. So I have 300 cases sitting in the warehouse. In September 2009, I made a pitch to Whole Foods. Little did I know that they were going to pick me up or as quickly as they did. I get the email in February, we want your product.
So now you got to produce how many of them?
I have them. I have 300 cases sitting there.
Okay.
So all I have to do is figure out how much I'm going to charge.
Right.
Because in order for the product to be picked up, the distributor has to make money, and then they have to sell to Whole Foods who make money. Okay. I make the least amount.
Okay. Well, that's not right.
It's not right, but it gets you out there.
Yeah.
And then what you hope is that you get
start.
the volume. It's a start.
So what happens?
Well,
you meet him, you hire him.
Yes.
You're happy with him the first 2 months because you feel like there's results you can see.
Exactly.
All right. Now, what happens in May that he gives you the bill for May and you look at it and you say, what'd you do in May?
What did you do? Exactly was what I wanted, because his emails and conversations had become more generalized. He asked me he asked me questions like, when is your next production run? So I answered these questions via email, and then he calls and we discuss the same information, but they're just generalized questions. So I said to Mr. Hell, I need to know what you're doing. Can you give me descriptions of what you're doing? Because and prior to that, I had asked him to discontinue any services for the company, because at this point...
When did you ask him to stop providing service?
The bottom paragraph, the last 2 sentences. He acknowledges my request for him to stop any additional works until further notified.
Okay, this is an email from you to him on June 10th. I received your May invoice. Can you provide a line item description of services provided? It will help for evaluating and creating a position for the company. Thank you. He responds, here are the days and times that was devoted to Southern relishes. The above totals 7.75 hours. Yeah, but there's nothing written about what you did. Okay. I normally do not keep a detailed log of client activity unless requested to do so, as some individuals feel it is not a good use of time. Who wouldn't want to know where $80 an hour is going? What business person does not want to know where the $80 an hour is going, or exactly what you did? Otherwise, consultants could just say, hey, spent 10 hours, pay me 10 hours. What did I do? Stuff. Yes. You can't do that. Are there any follow-up emails to this telling her what you did for the time that you're billing?
Yes.
Beginning yesterday, I began keeping a log for you and will provide it along with future invoices. Subsequent to our discussion on or about 5/11, I did, per your request, stop activities relative to cost reduction, alternate sources, and just responded to specific requests. Okay? All right, let me see that.
Here's something on May 13th requesting 2 days after.
All right, so you send her an email at 9:02 on June 11th where you say, here are the days and times it was devoted. And you don't have a specific log of what it is that you did for 4 hours or 1 hour next to, these are not contemporaneous time records.
Right,
contemporaneous time records say May 1st, 15 minutes writing a letter. You say what you did for the 15 minutes. And the reason why that's important is because she needs to decide if you are a good use of her money, and I need to decide when you're in litigation if it is an appropriate amount that you're asking. Okay, what you do after that is say, I don't keep time records, but here's a list of things I did, and then you just chunk up, you list stuff, but you don't have how much time you spend on each thing or anything. Alternate suppliers, sources for risk and cost reduction. Now, tell me what you think was going on.
In my statement.
In your statement, you actually said
he talks very slow, which I realized later was a way to accumulate the cost. Those were very general questions to me. I have a lot of people who will call me.
I know, but I just wouldn't even, I would tell them, don't call me, I'll call you if I
didn't ask for a service, it never.
Next production run, this is you giving him a status of what's going on. Next production run and ultimate, has it been scheduled? You to him. I am concerned about us running out of product. We should discuss the risk and strategy. That's you to him, June 4th, okay? Your answer to her is the plan is still missing the numbers, and her answer to you is we should meet in the next week in order to get this going, if you agree.
That's me requesting a meeting because I needed to fill in some blanks on the plan.
Okay, so look, you're entitled to be paid for your work at the rate that the two of you agreed on.
Right.
The problem that we're having here is that she feels that you are inflating this.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. How do vegetable relishes sound to you? Would you buy it?
Probably not. I'm not a big relish fan.
Who's adventurous here?
I am. I would try it. I would tear it up. You never know.
You never know. I mean, what if it's really good and, it's like maybe healthy?
If the price is right, I would.
And it can help with aging, defying aging.
It's all about aging, isn't it?
That's right.
All about aging, going inside the courtroom.
If you can't justify the 9.25 hours that you're trying to get from her, then you shouldn't get it. And it's just that simple.
I understand.
And so you've now left me in the position where I have to do a little rough justice here and figure out what is an appropriate amount of hours. It's not zero because you yourself have to admit, because I'm looking at them with my own eyeballs, that you're still engaging him in conversations and, and talk about the future and we should meet about this. I don't know if the meeting ever happened, but you are still back and forth emailing him. Having said that, I don't know how you did business in the other places you did business, but let me give you a piece of advice from somebody who is not in industry, as I am not an industry titan. I am just somebody who's going to rule on your cases, okay? And so I think like a judge, and I am here to tell you that as a judge, you will always get in trouble on your timesheets when they're not real timesheets. You need to keep track of what you do, whether somebody asks you to or not. And it's also just, I think, bad business because it makes the other side feel cheated, potentially.
I agree.
If the other side understands what you're doing and they see it spelled out, or yeah, that does take that long. But if they just see entry after entry, then they think, well, this guy's padding his bill. All right. I'm cutting your bill in half. I'm ordering her to pay you $380. Verdict for the plaintiff. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
All right, so the plaintiff will collect something. What do you think? Did he get paid what he was worth?
Well, yes, if he felt he was owed something. But unfortunately, as a small business owner, I feel like there's sharks out there and they attacked you unfairly.
You think he glommed onto you when he thought you were going places?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I learned a lesson.
Well, didn't he aid you at all?
In the first 2 months, and he was paid for that. Repetitive questions.
Tell us about the relish.
The relish is great. The relish is great. It's the all-natural relish made with fresh vegetables and 3 flavors. You have your sweet and mild, your hot and spicy, and your hot, hot, hot.
Thank you. All right, good luck with everything.
Thank you.
All right, so she's making our mouth water, but she made you fight for your money.
It is a good product, yeah.
Yeah, she made you fight for your money, though. She didn't think you did. Gave her a good product.
Yes, I understand that, yeah, and I learned the lesson. I need to document things better. And I knew going in that was a weak spot of my case.
And so you'll never let that happen again, right?
That's correct.
Well,
I normally don't do hourly work. I do daily work, but if I do hourly work...
So whose product
again,
is better, hers or yours?
You can't compare the two.
Harvey?
One's a food, one's a service.
It is such a mistake to try and rely on hazy details when you're trying to make a deal and then time passes. You've got to commit things down to writing before you make a business deal. If you don't, this is what we call litigants. I'm telling you, that is the way to avoid going to court. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.